Hi guys, this is Malay. This is the Reverse Sweep podcast. Welcome back again. I have Darshil and Pranav with me. First of all, thank you to all for the response that we've been getting on our rewinds. We've done 2019, 2016, and now we're going to do 2011. Uh, the most special moment as a cricket fan for a lot of us. India winning the World Cup, finally, Sachin Tendulkar getting lifted on the shoulders and having a victory parade and all of that. So we'll relive all of that in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Obviously, we hope all of you are safe and are staying at home and are
Getting
coping up
vaccinated when you
with
get the
all of,
chance.
yeah, and get vaccinated whenever you get the chance.
Wearing mask whenever you go out.
Exactly. So, chalo, let's start off with the build up to the World Cup. India were, I mean, can't say favorites, but we had hopes because we were preparing for it for a couple of years. And then the first game of the World Cup was against Bangladesh, who had knocked us out in the 2007 ODI World Cup. And Sehwag openly said, Ki, this is the revenge match. This is a grudge match. We'll play it like that. And that is exactly what he did. Sehwag got 175, almost batted out the innings. He could have got a double hundred, in my opinion. In the middle, there was a talk of he could have got there, but he didn't anyway. But his innings led, and Kohli got 100, of course. And his innings took India to 370. Bangladesh showed a bit of fight. Tamim Iqbal got a good 70 odd, but it was never enough. And then India were comfortable winners, 87 runs. And that's how we started our campaign. So we'll start with Darshil. Darshil, what do you think about that game?
Yeah, so as you know, like I think that game started that famous sequence of the Sehwag opening the scorecard with a boundary, which
Yeah.
I think went on for quite a few games, right?
Yeah.
He spanked the bowler generally over cover and point, and I think that kind of became the defining image of our World Cup campaign. You know, Sehwag starting with a four. And I think the fact that we had to send Yusuf Pathan at number 5 told a lot about the match, that how comfortable and dominant we were. Yuvraj and Dhoni didn't even have to come out to bat.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, that just says it. Like everyone in the scorecard from like Sehwag to Sachin kind of starting off. Sachin even I think got a 60 odd before he was run out in a mix up.
It was run out
And
early.
then,
I think 20, 30 kuch
yeah,
kuch tha. He was
sorry,
run
yeah,
out.
it's
Early, I
around
think in the
60.
10th over.
Yeah, he was run out when we were at 60 somewhere, and then Gambhir came in and played his knock. Then
Ah.
Kohli, I think I think this probably was Kohli's best World Cup. After that, we have not seen such a performance from him in any of the World Cups.
Mhm.
So Kohli had his 100, kind of, you know, establishing that okay, we have a stable top four to kind of play with. And the funny thing is how we had built the team. I think massive props to Dhoni that you know the kind of bowlers he had picked. So I mean the stand that Bangladesh was having was broken by Munaf Patel of all bowlers, who was basically a left arm off spinner fast bowler who used to just
Right arm.
sorry,
I mean, that's
right
little
arm off
unfair.
spinning fast. He was an express pace bowler once upon a time, but
Yeah.
in 2011 World Cup he was slower than Shahid Afridi. But he did his job.
Yeah.
He
He
did the
did his
job
job. He
exactly
picked
what
up 4
Dhoni
wickets in
wanted.
that game. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Exactly the role Dhoni wanted from him. He was doing that. I'm not saying that, you know, in any manner that, you know, he should have bowled better. He was perfect doing the job for him. The slower off cutters on those slow wickets. And I think it was just nice, you know, Bangladesh fans putting all of their memes back in their
Closets.
deleted folder in the closets going back. And yeah, I think it was just satisfying. Like we basically overcame all our demons of the past World Cups in this World Cup tournament of all the opponents. And I think starting it off with Bangladesh was pretty special because that's where, you know, we saw a lot
It
of
all
losses. Like
began.
it all
Yeah,
began
yeah.
in 2007. Sachin, Dravid, all of them kind of giving up or getting out of the team. And I think that led to Dhoni's rise as well. So fitting that, you know, we start our victory run with a spanking of Bangladesh.
Yeah, true. Pranav, it was away as well. We were playing in Bangladesh, so that added to the whole. What do you say? Occasion as well, because it was away. They had their fans. They felt they had a good chance because it was home. Pressure was on India, but the way Sehwag batted, I think that was special. That knock.
Yeah, I mean, I echo Darshil's thoughts. I mean, I absolutely hated Bangladesh's side at that time. I mean, thought of losing to them was obviously bad, but their fans and the way they behave is so atrocious that, you know, I just so badly wanted us to smash them and show them their place in the first game itself. And, you know, the thing is, it actually kind of hurt Bangladesh that they had to play at home, because playing at home, while it's obviously home advantage is there, but in a World Cup against the favorites of the tournament, always difficult. And Bangladesh always play better when they are not expected to win, rather than when when there's expectation. And perhaps Mirpur or in any place in Bangladesh is perhaps the only place where the Indian team has very few supporters. It's mostly the Bangladesh fans who are very passionate and are there supporting their team.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think they were nervous. I mean, Sehwag, the way I don't know, I think 4 or 5 games in a row, he started the first ball hitting it for 4. I mean, he just, and he said actually before the World Cup that his aim was to bat 50 overs. And the 175 he made came in, I think, was it in 125 balls? I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So while it's fast, it's still measured by Sehwag's approach. So I think that
Yeah.
really set up the tournament well for India. I think that India also would have been nervous because India was certainly favorites given we were playing at home, and even in South Africa just prior, despite Sachin having to leave early and having being some 5 for 60 in the final game, Yusuf Pathan took India close. So even though India lost a series, we lost a very close series, and many even South African experts there were praising the Indian team's grit and determination. So I think with all the pressure, it was a really good start. And as far as the bowling goes, I think that game was like vintage MS Dhoni style of captaincy, because
The
it was
slow
a
choke.
really dead pitch. It was a really dead pitch. India could have gotten 400 also if maybe Sachin had not gotten out, or if somebody had, gone crazy in the middle, or if Sehwag had batted. And though Bangladesh were batting quite well, Dhoni, with the old rule that you had 5 fielders, Dhoni decided that let's not do anything stupid. Let's just squeeze them out, and we squeezed them out throughout
Old
the
squeeze.
middle overs. And
Yeah.
that was at no stage did I ever feel concerned, even though they were 1 wicket down for 100 plus at one point. They were just never in the game. So I think that was an ideal start, and that eased the nerves for India. Though of
Yeah.
course we had nervy moments throughout, as we'll talk further, but it was very important for that first game, 19th of February 2011, to get the ball rolling. And
Yeah.
after
And
that,
one thing I like to add here is, like, before the tournament started, Kohli was not a sure shot player at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment. I think the
This
century
is a
sealed
very
his
important
fourth
innings
spot.
for him. Yeah.
Yes.
good point.
Yes.
It's a good point.
Exactly. So
And I
moving
think
on.
Yusuf Pathan, he got into the side ahead of Raina because of his innings in South Africa, and because he showed that he perhaps could play the short ball. So that's another interesting thing. I don't know how many might even forget that Yusuf Pathan actually played. It's
Played in the
10
World
years.
Cup.
Yeah.
10
So,
years.
Yusuf Pathan actually he came into the 11 ahead of Raina, came into the squad
Yeah.
ahead of Rohit. So it was a good World Cup for him, at least. He's been
Yep.
part of both of our latest World Cup
Winning
runs.
World Cups.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next game. Obviously, the other group was happening in Sri Lanka and other parts of India. Pakistan were looking really good at that time. We'll come to that once we come to the end of the group stage. But for India, the next game was in Bengaluru, where we had our first game at home, full crowd. We started off well, but a pattern started to emerge from this game, at least in the group stage, where India used to do really well for 35 to 40 overs with their top order, and then the middle order or the lower middle order could not supply the finishing touch. So against England, India got 338. Sachin Tendulkar a century. Sehwag got a quick fire 30. Gambhir with a 50. Yuvraj with a 50. Dhoni got a quick fire 30. But at one stage, we were 305 for 4. And in the last 5 overs, we could then only add around 30 runs, which was a disappointment. And that was how we got there. We felt 338 would have been enough, but actually it wasn't. At one point, it looked like India were going to lose it. Andrew Strauss got 150, unbelievable knock. It was very dewy in Chinnaswamy.
Brilliant.
Chinnaswamy is already a very smallish ground, easy to chase. Kevin Peterson came out to open. Jonathan Trott, Ian Bell got a 69. So at one point, England were cruising. They were 40 overs, 280. They needed some 8 overs, 50 odd runs, run a ball, 7 to 6 wickets in hand, and then Zahir Khan came in and
that spell.
That spell. He
3 wickets around 280 mark. Yeah.
Yep, he got out Andrew Strauss, he got out Ian Bell,
Collingwood.
he got out Paul Collingwood. 2-1 one bold, one Collingwood was bold. I remember that was an epic delivery.
Peach.
And there were more to
Wasn't
come.
even Strauss got yorked, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that put the pressure back on England towards the end. Finally, what happened was in the last over, England managed to tie the game, and an unbelievable game ended in a tie. So let's discuss about that. So what do you think, Pranav? Matlab, obviously, I remember feeling that okay, this is back. This is not going to work out for India because we're choking because we were great position, 35 overs, that couldn't convert to 350, and now England has so easily dominated our bowling.
Right. So, yeah. So just to correct you, it was I think 305 in 46 overs because 4 overs 33. I remember telling my dad the same thing that we were in such a good position to get perhaps 370. Sachin was batting well. Even after Sachin got out, we had enough ammunition in the batting, and of course Dhoni was in his prime years, and Yuvraj, though
We
he
got
was
all
still,
out, by the way. I mean,
yeah, we got all out. Yeah, I remember we got all
in the
out, and that was really annoying because
And
that
to
was
a
a very-
bowler, and to Tim Bresnan of
Tim
all
Bresnan,
bowlers.
oh my goodness, that
Of all bowlers,
jobber,
Tim Bresnan
I mean,
wrecked us.
an absolute jobber. I mean, the guy in that entire few months terrorized us, and he never played cricket again after that. I mean, it was really bad because that was a very mediocre, and even that's being polite, English team, and we should have gotten a bigger score from the position we were in. And it felt like in that World Cup, Sachin, again, like the good old days, was having the pressure of putting runs on the board, and the rest, were not able to rise to the occasion as much. And in the bowling, I mean, India's bowling on paper was strong, but I guess again the pressure and very
I
flat
would just
pitch.
like to point out in that match we played Piyush Chawla. Okay, so
yes, I was going to mention it. I was going to mention Piyush Chawla.
I still remember Piyush Chawla getting hit for 6 towards the end overs, and I was like, why is this guy playing? Yeah.
I mean, so the thing was, I was really upset that England, that English batting, which people used to call them a test team and a 90s kind of team, they were getting, chasing so easily. And although Andrew Strauss was a good was a good test batsman and he was a decent captain, you don't expect him to, hammer our bowling the way he did. And also talking of Ian Bell, I mean, he was a very lucky not to be out leg before. In fact, he was walking away when he saw the replay, and then when he saw the 2.5 meter rule, even he was shocked, and that set off a trend of Ian Bell, controversies in India, England in both formats. I think while it was disappointing for us that we could not win the game, but also it was good that we didn't lose the game from that position. It showed that India under Dhoni had that never give up attitude.
Rabbit in the hat.
Yeah, that was a really.
I felt it was lucky though.
Yeah, I mean, you do need bit fortune. You do need, but I guess a tie is something for all neutrals they would enjoy. Also, I think if you'll remember, that game was to be actually played in Kolkata, but Kolkata also had undergone renovation for the World Cup, and also the great Harun Lorgat, whom India don't have a good relation with, did not allow Kolkata to host that game. And I guess if it was in Kolkata, India would have won comfortably. But I mean, it was a great World Cup game, and I think a game which people should remember because high-scoring game and quite a bit of drama. I mean, England were in control, then India got it back, and it ended in a tie. And it was England were certainly heavy underdogs in the match, and England beat both India and South Africa.
Yeah, actually, England had a great. England had a great World Cup for the neutral actually because
they tied against India.
They tied against
Africa
India.
By 1 run,
then against South Africa, they defended 150, 160 odd.
165, correct.
165 by a couple of runs or 3-4 runs. Then
and that team was not very highly rated that time.
Yeah,
they also managed to beat West Indies by 18 runs. Again, a game which they probably should have lost. So. And then they also lost to Ireland and Bangladesh. So
both were very close games. Ireland was Ireland chasing down 300 plus. Bangladesh was Bangladesh.
The entire Irish community all across the world was celebrating as if it was St. Patrick's Day after that victory.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was.
So, anyway, so I think India England the memory that I have especially was more of disappointment because as you said, we felt कि यार इनको तो हराना चाहिए था. Why have we not been able to beat them? And anyway, moving on to the next game. And
I think you should just mention that the elephant in the room that Sachin had scored a century and India did not win. So I think it's nice we got that quota of match out of the way early.
Yes. Anyway, moving on, and next was a squash match against Netherlands. However, it was not that straightforward. Netherlands got 180, and in response, we were 5 down. We needed a 50 from Yuvraj and a slowish knock from MS Dhoni. I think it was a 40-45 ball 20 or something like that. To
Didn't
see
we
us
play
home.
Ireland before that? As far as I remember.
I think we played Netherlands before. I don't. Okay,
Played
yeah, we
Netherlands
did
in-
play. We did
We
play
played
Ireland.
Netherlands in Delhi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we beat Netherlands in Delhi, and Ireland was in Bengaluru itself. And Ireland was
Yeah.
again a 5-wicket victory. We chased down 207 with relative ease, although we lost Sachin and Sehwag and Gambhir earlier on. But again, Yuvraj with a 50, Dhoni with a steady 30, and Yusuf Pathan with a 30. And then a very similar course happened in the Netherlands game as well, and which put us on a decent pedestal on the table. And then came the big one, India versus South Africa. I let you guys take this away. I mean, that was one of the that game is a game that I remember each delivery of. So I'll let Darshil take it away from India, South Africa.
So the thing is, Nagpur, is been like one of the pitches where we have always done well. I mean, I think Nagpur was where I think Sachin also scored his double 100 as well.
There was
right?
some other place in MP.
Indore.
Gwalior,
right? And I think at that stage we were kind of like the favorites in terms of getting ahead and doing what we had to. And then Sachin's century again, just like continuing the trend from there. And we were in such a dominant position that we, I think, sent Yusuf Pathan, I think, above the order.
Yeah, 267 for one. Yeah, 267 for one when Gambhir got out.
In 40 overs, 267 for one was the score, and then we got all out for 296.
Because we ran into the greatest bowler at that time, which I still think.
we had a 100-run partnership also, which was going at well over 7 when Sehwag got out. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we ran into one of the greatest fast bowlers of our generation at that moment.
His only 5-wicket haul in ODIs.
Yeah, who reserves his best for India, Dale Steyn.
Yeah,
always, and and Dale Steyn has a love affair with Nagpur. We all know that. Yeah. He's done it to us before over there, and he did it to us again. I mean, if you look at the scorecard, it's just like all of our big guns going in single digits one after the other. Like 10, 12 runs, and suddenly from a position of such dominance, we had completely collapsed. Yeah. And I think all of these games, I mean, the only thing that I felt happy about was that, even the Netherlands game and the Ireland game, it put pressure on our middle order so that they were not untested. That's the only positive I was taking away out of these games, because then at that moment, it was just like as if, we would have kind of, just gone on like what happens in the tournaments right now. We have Kohli, Rohit and Dhawan kind of teeing off, and then middle order is completely left to
I think the middle order almost came of age in the tournament. When we started off, it was like, oh, we just have top 4 and uske baad nothing is happening. Then in some crucial chases, Yuvraj, Dhoni and Yusuf Pathan got runs, and then again against South Africa, the Demons came back, although we did have South Africa requiring 17 out of their last 2 overs, and there was a chance.
Peterson.
But Robin Peterson came in out of nowhere.
I mean, and even Johan Botha before that, he hit 6s. I was like, we are not losing to AB de Villiers, we are not losing to Jack Callis, we are not losing to Faf du Plessis, although Faf did remain unbeaten till the end. He kind of anchored it all, and Jacks and all did their part up front. But losing to Robin Peterson and Johan Botha was like,
AB de Villiers choked in a chase as usual. I mean, that's not new for him.
But yeah, Robin Peterson in the end. Interestingly, this match was on March the 12th, which is actually the date of the 434 chase. So this is a date where South Africa choose to not choke for
I don't think so. I mean, Pranav, IBD didn't choke exactly. I mean, he did get a 52 of 30 odd balls, 35 odd balls.
Well, he didn't take it through, which they should.
No, he didn't take it through though. Correct.
But yeah,
and also this familiar sight of Graeme Smith getting out to Zaheer Khan was always nice to see. Always.
Yeah, actually, that game, if I remember correctly, India should have again 350. We should have got from our position.
Easily.
And even at 296, I was worried because the momentum was with South Africa, but I had faith that South Africa, they often don't chase that well. So I thought I had hope, and I think India did an okay job of keeping the run rate in check. But again, they were having 9 wickets in hand until Callis got out, and then slowly India had a what do you call it?
I
grip
had
in the
that. I
game.
had
Then
that feeling of this will turn out to be that Champions Trophy game against South Africa, if you guys remember,
right,
the one where Gibbs had
2002,
just taken it away, and then
and he had to retire.
Sehwag and
2002.
he had to retire,
2002
and
game.
Sehwag and everyone came in, and we won that game. One of the most iconic games actually in my memory. I had that feeling that South Africa will choke somehow, and when they started doing it, it felt like we're going to get through, but it didn't
Morne
happen.
Van Wyk tried to reverse sweep a Yorker from Munaf Patel. That I will not forget. I mean, talk about losing your brains when there was no need to. And let's not forget.
And I think this was the only press
Poor
conference.
Ashish Nehra got taken the butt of all jokes. He was the most hated man in India for that whole. I don't know how long until he redeemed himself in the semis. He was hated and unfair. I mean, we Indians
he bowled pretty well, as far as I remember. He bowled pretty well.
And Ashish has got a good history of bowling at the death. If you remember that,
he just couldn't save it at the death, and that's why he was.
And Robin Peterson is a mug. Let's be honest. He got lucky one day. He slogged a few. I mean, he also ended.
I think there were a few streaky edges also that kind of flew by.
There was an inside edge. The winning shot was an inside edge, if I'm not mistaken. So
exactly.
It was just that kind of a day, I mean.
And Dhoni, I think this was his most critical press conference, if I remember, when he said, you cannot lose 29 wickets for 9 runs, and after, just having lost 1 wicket. So I think he mentioned batsmen need to do more at least 5-6 times in the press conference at that moment, and that's why Dhoni standards a lot. He was like, he was absolutely livid that I think he said this famous that we don't need to play for the spectators, we need to play for the ground. Like we should not get out trying to hit fancy sixes and everything. And
I think India were really high on confidence, and it sort of started showing more on the overconfidence.
Yeah, I think that's why it was a good.
It was an
check
important
for us.
reality check, as we say.
Yeah. Sport. Meanwhile, Bangladesh had another, I think, one of their most low moments in cricket when they got bowled out to, I don't know, what was 50 odd against West Indies in their home ground. I think I remember Kemar Roach came in and destroyed them. Anyway, moving on, because of this loss, India were in a spot of bother. They had to win the last game against West Indies to ensure it doesn't go to net run rate, or it doesn't go to England doing really well and going past them. So they had to win their last game against West Indies. And this is probably the innings that defines Yuvraj Singh for me. Even though he's played some unbelievable knocks in the past Australia semi-final in the 2007 World Cup, but after knowing the backdrop from whatever Sidhu said after the knock of him coughing blood and in the dressing room, and then going out and playing in that.
I think Harbhajan, you mean?
No, I think Sidhu also said that in one.
Sidhu also said it.
But but the coughing blood, even Harbhajan mentioned this, I remember.
Yeah, and him going in Chennai's heat and playing that 113 runs, I think that defined Yuvraj Singh for me. India once again got bowled out, 268, but on that Chennai wicket,
240 for 4 or 5 in the 45, if I'm not mistaken.
And then again the lower order just collapsed.
I think that was this okay. I think it was Yusuf Pathan's last game, if I'm not wrong. I think after this kind of change, I think Yusuf Pathan wasn't a regular feature.
That was his last game.
That was his last game.
Yeah, but Raina was,
I think, the first game.
But Raina came in, and Raina
because Sehwag's shoulder problem was still there, so he was rested. And Ashwin played his first game in his home ground.
And he did well also.
And he did well, bowled in the power play.
Yeah, he got a carom ball wicket, which and I told my dad, I remember this one, when he got the LBW, it was given not out, and I said review it. I told my dad, and we were saying review it because carom ball was still quite new for the umpires, and I was certain the umpire did not pick it. The umpire had no clue that it was a carom ball, and when he reviewed it, I forgot the West Indies batsman whom he got out, but it was dead. It was hitting middle stump. So Ashwin really, and actually another game where India were in a bit of trouble. Devin Smith was batting so well. Another average player who suddenly came out to make runs, and Zahir Khan got him out to a slower ball, and then the collapse continued.
Yeah, I think the defining feature of
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that was Ramnaresh Sarwan's last game for West Indies. It might be.
Okay.
I think so.
Another guy who loved batting against his country of origin, India, like Chandrapal and Alvini Kalicharan. They just love batting against us.
The problem is that India has made some unlikely heroes in this World Cup. Okay, like we gave 5 wickets to Ravi Rampal. like Tim, you look at except for
And
Dale Steyn,
Wahab
except for
Riaz,
Dale
Wahab
Steyn.
Riaz,
Wahab Riaz is
Wahab
to come.
Riaz.
We were giving 5 wickets to a lot of every innings. We were losing almost all
Yeah,
our batting lineup and
except
giving fifers to people for free.
yeah, and
So
except for Dale Steyn, I don't think that any other bowler should be in that fifer list. They are
But to
not
be fair,
prime.
Ravi Rampal was a decent bowler. He wasn't the worst, not as bad as
But
Wahab
he was a
Riaz. Wahab
swinger.
Riaz was a
He
yeah.
was not like an express pace merchant. He was a
Yeah.
swinger, right? And
Yeah.
it's just.
But Ravi was all right. I mean, but Wahab Riaz is such a totally car crash kind of bowler. He's like how when Man City signed Mangala and he became a car crash. He was that type, and suddenly one day he picked up 5 wickets. He got his radar right. That kind of a.
And
player.
even I think Ravi Rampal, I remember the ball that he got Sachin out to was a peach, was an absolute,
Yeah.
I think, which he describes it as this like his perfect ball he has ever bowled.
And Sachin walked. Actually, none of us thought
Sachin
he was
walked.
out. He couldn't hear
Yeah,
the edge.
Sachin walked.
Sachin just
No,
walked.
he
so
wasn't
good.
given out. He walked.
Yep, he was. And actually, he had come in because of an illness to Kemar Roach. I mean, Kemar Roach was their prime bowler.
Yeah.
But,
And he was
Still is
destroying.
their best bowler.
Yeah.
That is
Still
what
the
West
best
Indian cricket for you. Anyway, moving on. So India finally did manage to win it, and they made it through to the quarterfinals. From the other group, Pakistan dominated.
Against my favorite team, Australia.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. But in the other group, Pakistan got to 10 points. They were through. Sri Lanka, who played their games at home, they were through as well. They had a game rained off against Australia. Sri Lanka and Australia were both at 9 points. Because we finished second and because of the tight game against England and loss against South Africa, we had to face Australia. So that was, I remember that being a big talking point of, okay, this is how it's going to be. And New Zealand were the fourth team from the other group.
Yeah, and I am thankful that we did not face New Zealand because New Zealand has been our bogey team always.
Yes.
I think that is a trend that has continued from 2003. So.
And then we started off on what I feel has been India's best lap of 3 or 4 games, because we beat 3 teams that gave their absolute best. So we'll start with the Australian team. The game was in now the Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad. India, I think, lost the toss. I think Ricky Ponting won the toss.
Yeah, we lost the toss.
Yeah.
And they decided to bat first. Ricky Ponting, as he always does against India in World Cups, scored a good 100.
Brings out his spring bat. That's how we say it. That's how we remember
he was
it.
a bit, I must add, there was a plumb leg before which Ian Gould, India's favorite umpire, did not give off Harbhajan. He was yorked and we lost a review because we wasted it. And I absolutely cannot forget Ian Gould's gaps against India. But anyway.
David Hussey finished the innings of Australia got 260 and we felt there was a chance. Remember, this is 2011, 10 years back. 260 was a big total at that time. And then we started our chase. Sehwag got out early, and then Gambhir and Sachin got a partnership, and then both got out. And that was the time where I thought this is probably not going to work out. This is probably not going to work out because the situation was and I think when Dhoni got out, I think exactly when Dhoni got out,
a brilliant catch, not even a good delivery, brilliant catch.
Michael Clarke, I think he was cutting and Clarke flew and took that catch. When Dhoni got out, I felt okay, this is a problem. We were 5 down. We still required 67 or we still 87. Required 87.
Australia's unlucky 87. Remember that.
We still required 87 less than run of ball. I think 12 overs to go. And that was the point where I felt, okay, this is slipping away. And then came Raina. So we'll start that Raina innings with Darshil. Darshil, what do you remember about that innings?
So I have been a Raina fan for the longest time.
Same here.
Purely in ODIs, because he is that guy who he does not score the big hundreds. He scores those quick-fire 30s, quick-fire 40s, will save 10, 20 odd runs in the field and will chip in with 2-3 overs, get a wicket somehow or 2 wickets somehow sometimes. And so these kind of knocks always go under the radar. You will remember that 100 by Yuvraj. You will remember the fifer by someone else. You will not see the 4 overs bowled for 13, 16 odd runs and 1 wicket, right? Never that's been remembered. Raina in that match, and this is Raina doing it again. Even I think he did it against the next match also. I mean,
Pakistan, in the semi-final.
Both games back to back, he did it, right? And that was such a classic. He was known for the short ball problem. They tried to pepper him with short balls. He was prepared for that. And that I think
there was this one shot that he played. I think Darshil got stuck, I guess. Okay, sorry, bro, continue. I think you got stuck.
Yeah, I was saying the typical Raina shot. We saw the inside out drive over the covers, and then in that flow, and then
Yeah.
two left-handers taking India home, and then the iconic Yuvraj Singh bat smash.
I think there was this one shot that he played. I don't know if it was of Lee or Johnson
Of
or
Lee, he hit it for
of Lee.
six. He hit it for
Yeah,
six.
Lee
he
hit it for
walked
six over
down
legs.
and he hit it for six, and that was a statement shot, like how you
Yeah.
call it. And
I think
even though
over fine leg, na? If I'm not
No,
wrong.
Raina always loved playing through the
Off.
square leg and mid wicket area. I
Huh.
think it went through that because it
cow
was his
corner-ish
favorite area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though Yuvraj got 57, and we remember Yuvraj's celebration, that iconic beating the ground with a bat celebration and that roar. But I think Suresh Raina's 34 was
Of 28.
yeah, and that really
Priceless.
changed. Yeah, that really changed the mood. And the team selection again, MS Dhoni
Yeah.
dropped Yusuf Pathan, kept Ashwin, who picked up a couple of wickets,
Including
Raina came
Watson,
in.
who was having a good World Cup and a good
Yeah.
spell in one-day cricket
Yeah.
at the time.
And bringing Raina, who played one of his best in a World Cup, because that was a pressure game. And there, I think Dhoni mentioned it after we had won the World Cup, that the idea was to have their highest intensity in the knockouts, and you could see that India
So
were
this
India were
happened.
focused.
Correct. And
so
this is called peaking at the right time. We peaked
Yeah,
at
correct.
the right time. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
moving on, we won the quarter
Yeah, I
final.
wanted to just mention that, of course, I would have absolutely hated us losing to that Australian side, because that was clearly an Australian team that was past its best.
But they were still considered better than us in ODIs even at that time.
I would not agree at that time. Maybe the rankings Australia were ahead, but
Yeah.
they were genuinely, they didn't have the bowling attack to win, because Brett Lee never had a good record, in the subcontinent, or, when especially he was still fast at the time. And I felt India, when we had to chase 261, we were favorites because it didn't look like a very difficult pitch. Jason Kreza was, going for runs. Sean
Yeah.
Tate was a run leaking machine. I mean, India won the match in the end with some 3-4 overs to spare, primarily because of his waywardness. And
Yeah.
in the middle, we got a decent start actually. 44 or 48 for Nolas was okay. Sachin's partnership was good. It was, to me, the run out of Gambhir, which was luck for Australia. Kohli hitting a rank full toss, again, some pure luck, and also the catch that of Dhoni. Australia did not get into the game because of good bowling. It was some good fortune that got
But
them
it
into
was
the
Australia. I mean,
but
Winners make their own fortune.
and
they have a
still,
tendency of doing
Australia had been hammered by Pakistan just a game before, and that ended their World Cup, their winning streak. That's when I felt, okay, now this is the real Australia that we can beat, because people were raving about their unbeaten run. But the fact was, in the 5 games before the Pakistan game, they had very easy matches.
Yeah,
And
they had squash matches, and the one tough game
the
that
Sri
they had
Lanka
against
game was
Lanka
washed
got
out.
rained off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Sri Lanka were favorites to win that game. So
Yeah.
I think
But-
that gave India confidence that, this Australian side can be beaten. They're not the team that we knew from 4 years ago. And of course, the inspired selection, Raina and Ashwin, giving him another chance. And I think 2 for 41 Ashwin, I think he was the best bowler that day.
Justified.
I think that was the perfect game India played all World Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just because you brought Pakistan, I'll mention, I think till that time, over the entire World Cup, Pakistan were the best team. Because
not difficult to argue against that. I mean, that's
because
quite a
I think one of my favorite characters, and cricketers, I know, even if though a lot of people might not agree, is Shahid Afridi. And
He was bowling like a dream.
he was on top of his game against West Indies in their quarter final. He was unplayable. West Indies got, like, I think,
I mean,
100
he's
or something.
always been a minnow basher, so that's not surprising. But anyway.
Anyway, so Pakistan were doing so well, and then that set up one of the most political matches of all time in a World Cup scenario. India versus Pakistan, set up in Mohali, few kilometers away from the border. I think it just gives you
both prime ministers, I think,
both
also
prime
were there.
ministers attending, special trains running, and all of those things happening. It was amazing.
India's record 5-0.
India's record on the line, and it felt so tense. And I think I remember Harsha Bhogle saying,
I think it was 4-0 that time, but
4-0. Yeah, back then it was 4-0.
I remember Harsha Bhogle saying it, that this is, I mean, the pressure has to get to these guys, because, I mean,
this was the final before the final.
Prime Ministers watching. Pakistan had been in crazy form, and that's why I said India beat the best at their best in that World Cup. So let's sum that up. I'll go to Pranav first. Pranav,
Right.
your
Right.
summary of that
So,
game.
right. So from my first favorite team to my second favorite team, Pakistan, a game which no matter what, no Indian wants to lose, and a loss there would have totally destroyed all the preparations we had done reaching up to there. And India was certainly the favorites. Though Pakistan had been playing better than us, given the record in knockout matches and given the record in these kind of games, India was certainly favorites.
India will be
and,
World Cup favorites for the next 7 to 8
yeah,
games
that's
if
true.
we lose all of them.
Pakistan had a better bowling lineup, we have to say, because their bowling was strong. Umar
Yeah.
Gul was actually one of the best bowlers at the time, and
Till that moment.
sometimes
Till
you know,
Sehwag happened to him.
sometimes there's something called getting caught between your tail between your legs, or foot in the mouth disease, which Umar Gul suffered from, and he taunted Sehwag, and Sehwag ended his career with that first over, with that over of 21 runs. I mean, you should not poke the dragon. I mean, it's good to have some banter, but when you sometimes cross that line a bit, or say something which is too neatly, you always put yourself in a difficult spot. And Umar Gul's over really put Pakistan back. Again, India should have gotten a much bigger total, but Pakistan bowling kept us in check.
But at one point, it looked like we were going to get even less, because when Sachin and everyone had got out,
5 or 6. Correct.
If Raina didn't get
and Pakistan dropped so many catches. Sachin was dropped some 4 or 5.
9 lives of Sachin.
Unbelievable
He was
game.
six
The
times.
LBW also, which
The
I saw
LBW,
they could not
it
review.
was dead out.
Yeah.
Somehow Sachin decides to review, and somehow it spins over that DRS.
I remember one more thing about the great Shahid Afridi. I mean, the catch he took of Sachin, it barely stuck in his finger, and the way he was celebrating like this was like he took the greatest catch of all.
Like
I wanted to slap his face after that. Like, dude, you barely caught the ball and you're celebrating like you took some one-hander. I mean, but India, again, Suresh Raina, not my favorite player, but I respect him for those 2 innings immensely. Those were just really absolute gutsy knocks in difficult situation.
He played with the tail. He got Harbhajan and Harbhajan and Zahir Khan to 21 runs up between them and his 36.
When Harbhajan got out stumped, Ramiz Raja's line I won't forget. Harbhajan came down the track and missed it, and thankfully for Pakistan's sake, Kamran Akmal didn't have an accident behind the stumps. I absolutely could not stop laughing hearing this, because it summed up what he felt about Pakistan in the field. And when we got 260, I was not 100% confident, but I was confident given Pakistan's chasing. And Wasim Akram said, India are 70% favorites. Others were like, okay, you're being kind of negative, but he was 100% sure that Pakistan were going to lose. And Kamran Akmal got a good start, and I was like, come on, get 1 wicket. And again, our man Zahir got a wicket. And the crucial one of Mohammad Hafiz, which again, slower than Shahid Afridi.
Munaf Patel.
Before we go to Munaf Patel, interesting thing about that Sehwag innings was the guy got 38 and he hit 9 fours. So those 2 runs that he took, 2 singles. That's all.
And wasted 1 review.
And wasted 1 review. Unbelievable. Yuvraj Singh got bowled to an absolute peach also.
Peach of a delivery. Even Dhoni got a perfect delivery.
And of course, Sachin did not get 100. That gave us hope.
Confidence.
Yeah. But he got an 85, unlike other people we know in knockouts. But anyway, let's not go into that. Let's not go there.
Kohli with a 9 of 21 balls, if that is what you wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the Indian bowling. Just before Dashil, you jump in. That was one of the most balanced bowling performances we've seen.
Yeah.
And I think after the game, Munaf Patel was on interview, and Navjot Singh Sidhu was interviewing him in Hindi, and he told him that I have never seen you abusing, man. Why were you abusing so much today? And Munaf Patel says कि हमको ड्रेसिंग रूम में बोला था कि आज जोश से खेलना है, तो मैं जोश से खेल रहा था. I cannot forget that. But yeah,
and Munaf is one of the lazier guys in the field.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the way he sent off Mohammad Hafiz after getting his wicket was amazing.
Iconic.
That gave India the match.
For me, the favorite delivery was that when he got Abdul Razak out.
Abdul Razak, that
absolute slow. That delivery is in my mind.
And Darshil, if you remember, us 90s fans, Abdul Razak absolutely loved playing against India.
Yeah, he used to smoke us.
He has always.
He didn't bowl in this game, but he bowled only 2 overs for some reason.
Yeah, because actually he blames Waqar Younis for his injuries and for his, for the end of his career. So
from blame, I got to remember a legend, Shoaib Bhai.
Yeah,
Shoaib Bhai
Shoaib
wanted
Bhai.
to play this game so badly. He had, I think he says 7 injections taken in his knee so that he could get ready for this game. But Shoaib Bhai was not allowed to play this
Even
game.
if you remember, I think in this game also there was one batsman who defied India till the end, hoping to recreate the
Misbah.
2007 Misbah.
Misbah, Lord Misbah.
I was
India's
not,
man of the match, to be fair. India's man of the match.
Yeah, he actually created a lot of pressure at that time.
on the other end.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was very slow. And in the end, I remember Virat Kohli taking that catch, Mark Nicholas
And the
on
amazing
commentary.
celebration.
India
Yeah,
going to Mumbai.
India are going to Wankhede and something like that. I still
And
remember.
because of Misbah, I think Umar Akmal, who was having a great innings. I mean, Umar Akmal just came and teed off. If you remember, 106.
he got a
Yeah,
booty
yeah.
from Harbhajan.
Harbhajan got a
Absolute beauty.
beautiful round the
Harbhajan-
wicket and got him. And I still remember
Shades-
Dhoni's "oh yes" from behind the stumps.
And
And
Yeah,
shades of
again, our
Kuldeep
man
Yadav
Yuvraj,
getting- shades
our
of
man
Kuldeep
Yuvraj
Yadav getting
got
Babar.
right. Our man got Yuvraj got Asad Shafiq out before that. Again, an arm ball
And
and
that celebration.
yeah.
The
And
pump.
Yunus Khan also got out after that very quickly. And I was so happy because again, Yunus Khan, he loves batting against India. I was so,
Correct.
I must
All
have
all
abused every
Pakistani legend
batsman who got
batsmen
out because
love batting against India.
love batting
Saeed
Saeed
Anwar,
Anwar,
Amir
Javed
Sohail,
Miandad.
Easy, everyone loves batting.
Zahir Abbas, Inzamam, Yusuf, all of them. They all
Anyway,
love batting against us.
So that was
But
the
I
wrap
think,
up of the game. Huh,
one more
sorry.
thing I must say that
Hmm.
Pakistan,
Nehra.
while they was Nehra, of course, he just totally redeemed
10
himself.
overs, 33.
2 for 33. But special mention to
Dive
your man
to save a
Shahid.
4.
Yeah. Special mention to your man Shahid Afridi, who lost his brains as usual and got out to a full toss. That was the most Shahid Afridi thing
See,
ever.
See, that is why I
Most
love
Shahid
Shahid
Afridi
Afridi
ever.
so much because he will, whenever he's playing against India, he would do a thing which will make you love even more. For example, in that 2007 final, Pakistan were
First ball,
cruising.
brainless.
First ball, lost a wicket to Irfan Pathan.
They were not cruising, Malay. They
I
were
mean,
not,
cruising in the
they
sense
were in a
they could have. I
okay.
mean, Imran Nazir had played
Yeah.
a great knock. They could have
Yeah.
built upon that and won
Amadji
that.
got out the ball before, and then Shahid Afridi
The next ball,
followed.
first ball tries to smack Irfan Pathan out.
I mean,
that guy is a
great.
legend. He'll always.
And in
remain a legend.
that game is actually in the record books as the only time where all 5 bowlers took 2 wickets each. So
Yeah,
that
and
was a
all
really-
bowlers 10 overs also.
Yeah, all
exactly.
bowled 10
Use their
overs.
bowlers perfectly. This
That
Dhoni
was
masterclass in that.
Dhoni masterclass.
In the field setting, in everything.
And one of the
Anyway,
best things about Dhoni was that Mohali pitch. Usually, Mohali was known to be a pitch which had pace because Daljit Singh, who used to be the curator, always liked the extra bounce. But that was a dry pitch. We dropped Ashwin, and Dhoni said, "I made a mistake. I should have played Ashwin because there was some turn and there was grip later on. We didn't need him in the end, but Dhoni that time accepted. Yeah, I should have played Ashwin. Probably I did not.
But they did
keep
well.
the pitch.
They
They did well.
Yeah.
They did
And
well, of
the
course.
problem
But the
only-
honesty from Dhoni to accept that he
Yeah,
was wrong
agreed.
there.
Yeah, correct. That's lacking these days. These kind of things we
Absolutely.
miss. And also
Anyway.
sad, the only loss for India in this game was we lost Ashish Nehra to a fracture. He was not there for the finals.
Yeah, because
Was
he
it a
tried to
fracture or
save
was it a
a.
split webbing? Or was
Yeah.
it a split
Something,
webbing?
and in his
Split
fingers he had an
webbing,
injury.
Yeah.
Split webbing. Split webbing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that was the game full of josh, and we won it.
All
A
of
lot
us
of
would have
experts
danced on the
said-
streets, I think. All of us
Yeah.
would
Not
have danced
at
on
that
this-
time. Not at that time.
And there was a meme. It was so nice of the Pakistan PM to come and collect his team and take them back home. There were all sorts of jokes going on. I mean,
I
Oh,
remember
great
dancing
days.
on top of
Ah.
a bus. I remember dancing on top of a bus. The state transport buses had literally been just brought on the crowd so people could climb up and dance on them.
I didn't even have
Literally.
college that day, so I had the whole day off, and I was like so happy I didn't miss a single ball. I mean, it was just my dad took off from his work.
I think
Yeah,
it was
I think,
almost
we were-
given.
Yeah. We had to watch every ball. I think that World Cup, India's games, I don't think I missed even a single delivery.
Yeah, same.
All the
same,
games.
same.
Anyway, moving on in the interest of time, then came the big day, April 2nd,
Yeah,
2011. Still remember India versus Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka had a decent run. I mean, they had an easy run. Dilshan was getting runs. They obviously doing really well with their team, very well balanced. They'd beaten South Africa, who had beaten us. They'd beaten New Zealand, who had beaten South Africa, and in the semi-final. And then they came in and straight up India is chasing.
Also, just one
Hmm.
thing. It was the first ever semi-final that had both Asian teams. I think, as far as I
all
remember.
Asia final.
All
Correct.
Asian final,
All
first
Asia
all Asian
final.
final.
Sri Lanka had been to the final of the 2007 World Cup before
And
that.
And the
sorry,
96
yeah,
World Cup, of
2007
course.
World Cup. Obviously, the late night robbery that happened, as Mahila Jayawardene calls it. And 2011, they came back to the final again. And when they won the toss and we were chasing, and I remember thinking if they get to 60 to 70, it will
It's
become
over.
Yeah, I
very
was
tough for us.
concerned. Definitely
I had
concerned.
given up at halftime, to be fair.
Yeah,
275 in
actually,
finals
yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
actually,
then
that game, if if we look at a football analysis, it was like India were a kind of 70-30 possession wise, if you see, because India started out so well. The fielding was something you'd never have seen ever in Indian cricket.
yeah, I mean
And
Sehwag
for the
diving,
first,
running,
yeah,
chasing, it was
for the
unbelievable.
first 40 overs, Sri Lanka were 182 for 4 or 5. Correct me, I think it was maybe 4. India were in full control, and actually till the 45th over, we were in control. And the last 5 overs, of course, Jayawardene, one of my favorites to watch, he played a beautiful thing. And of course, that other guy, Thisara Pereira, again, on in our skin. And I thought, oh my
And
goodness.
before
And
that,
Hussain,
Zahir Khan's,
Sekera,
if you
Nasir
remember,
Hussain's word, Sri Lanka believe, Sri Lanka believe. He went in,
they
and
have
that
enough. If
it
you are good
was.
enough, come and get it.
I was absolutely stunned, and I was nervous as hell, because I thought, oh no, what will happen?
Momentum has
It's not easy to.
shifted.
Nobody had ever chased above 250 in a final, and Sehwag got out second ball, Sachin got out after 5 overs, and India was in trouble. 10 overs, 40
Before we
30
go
for
to
2.
India's innings, I mean,
Yeah. Firstly, let's wrap
that
up
opening
the.
spell by
Yeah,
Zahir
yeah.
Khan.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
worth
Zahir
talking.
Khan's opening spell where he got Upul Tharanga, he was like a rabbit cross in headlights. Ekdam had no clue what's going on. Like for 3 overs, Zahir Khan had made him a puppet. 3
Only
absolute
Srishant
peak
was
overs.
the problem. He was going for some runs.
Srishant is our lucky charm.
Lucky
He was
charm,
played
of
for
course.
lucky.
I
Yeah,
think,
played for lucky charm.
Yeah.
I think Dhoni
We need him
believes
back
in
in
some of the
20.
things.
We need
Dhoni
him
will
back
never
this year.
accept it.
We need him
I
back
think
this
also,
year.
since we're talking of Sri
But,
Lanka's innings, most people, we felt that if India was batting first, the match would be quite, one-sided, because India were the stronger side. So for a neutral, Sri Lanka batting first perhaps gave the best chance of a close game. And well, and also the toss controversy. People
Sangakkara
thought
got out to
Sangakkara.
the worst delivery of the tournament, in my opinion.
That's true, but people thought Sangakkara was, having some tricks up his sleeve with the toss, given Sri Lanka's habit of being a bit petty. But that was like, of course, nothing. That was, toss is just a toss at the end of the day.
Oh, that was amazing. Anyway, so then moving on to after Sri Lanka got 274, obviously Mahila got 100, and then India came out to bat.
Priceless
Sehwag.
knock. One of the, I think if you remember that there was his wife, right? I think she said, stay. Like there was this famous signal when he, I think, scored a 50 odd or something, and he was celebrating, and his wife was saying, like, you still have a job, like, stay, the job is not done, I think he signaled to his wife. That was one of the moments.
Yeah, that was
true. Then moving on to India's batting, I think at 30 for 2, my
Please
mom
give
and dad.
a shout out to Sehwag's worst ever review.
Worst ever review.
I
In
think
a row.
it was not his call actually. So what they later revealed was they had decided कि first बंदा जो LBW होगा, he will take the review. मतलब that was India's
My
DRS
goodness.
policy. It was obviously,
and we had, of course, 2 reviews left, so we could actually afford one. One could be wasted,
Exactly.
if you look at it that way.
Exactly. So that's what they wanted to do. It was a plumb, and Sachin also got out, and India were 30 for 2 chasing.
Sachin did, although Sachin, before we say that Sachin got out, Sachin, at least, the fact that Sachin played quickly, he played run a ball, or at least
Yeah,
run a
that's
ball.
true. Above, he
allowed
was above
Kohli to kind of set him.
Gave a start.
Kohli could play in. Kohli was 9 of 21 at one point before he went on to play 33. Best ever Kohli performance in any knockout. Let's just give it out.
And he was out to a great catch that too. It was
Dilshan
picked a
I remember
blinder.
stunned silence when Dilshan took that catch on the TV in my room.
for 3.
Everyone. Anyway, so what happened after when you were 30 for 2? I think good to talk about that moment. So for me, I think my mom and dad were like, "This is done. We've lost." But because they had said that, I got faith. I remember telling them that we have a middle order. It's not like old times. We have a middle order for a change. Pranav, what were your thoughts at that time? 30 for 2.
So I was genuinely worried when it was 31 for 2 in 5 overs, and then of course it became 41 for 2. I'm like, okay, good. At least the 10 overs, no more wickets have fallen. We've arrested the slide a little bit. But if you remember back then, we still had the bowling and batting power play, and we took Sri Lanka, I think, took it, and those 5 overs we got 40 for none, and 81 for 2 we were in 15 overs. So we got back on track. And that gave me a lot of confidence. But Gambhir, he nearly got out caught. Kulasekara dropped him.
Run out, he
was
almost
missed.
run out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think
And,
not Gambhir later on. Okay, sir, we'll discuss it later on.
Yeah.
Pranav, you finish it.
That 5 overs 40 got India back in the game because we got back on the run rate. The run rate would not slide to 7 and above, and it was very much
true.
a manageable run rate. And even when Kohli got out, I was not concerned because, of course, Yuvraj,
The run rate was,
Dhoni. The run rate was good, exactly. But then I was just thinking, this is time for Dhoni. I was just thinking to myself, but time for Dhoni. My dad was actually in Berlin, and a Punjabi family told them, come to my house, we'll put on Sky and watch. So he was just telling me that we just said Dhoni should probably come in, and then in walked MS Dhoni without his cap, and I'm like, yes, today is the day. I'm not saying it now because it's 10 years on, but I had a good feeling that Dhoni one match has to come good. And I thought, okay, Yuvraj is there if needed. Let's hope these two guys can take us as close as possible. And yeah, slowly but slowly they just started, eating into the total. Murli did not have a good day. Murli was needed that day to get.
I think
Dhoni
Pew
out.
helped, and Dhoni was very honest.
Dhoni was very
imagine being so candid that you won the World Cup, and then you go on to the presentation and say that Dew helped us a lot. Dhoni did that, so it was credit to him for that.
But it was important for us to see off Muralidharan because Murli had got Dhoni out of quite a few times, and moment and India and Sri Lanka actually had the wood over India in World Cups 4-2 and also in finals. In finals, Sri Lanka has had an advantage over us. So that partnership which got us India close, that really finished everything because the last 10-12 overs is a question of when India wanted to win. And unfortunately, Gambhir got out. And again, to that guy, Thisara Pereira, my goodness.
I think that was his worst shot. I mean, I never understood. He had hit a boundary just a ball before that.
I think
in that same over.
I think the kind of player Gambhir is, he likes
his shirt was
dominate.
soiled. His shirt was soiled.
Because of that dive. Because of that dive that he actually shouldn't have been making because he ran so badly. I remember between Dhoni and Yuvraj also there was a mix-up and Dhoni sending back Yuvraj and then abusing him. It was, it meant so much to these guys. And Yuvraj just smiled.
Dhoni played Malinga so well as Dhoni played Malinga so well. I mean, India was in control, but it was important not to give Malinga a wicket because suppose he gets 2-3 quickly, again there's panic stations, and that was the main thing. We ensured there was no panic, and of course the historic India have won. Dhoni has done it under Shastri.
The best time.
And of
we
course,
had such great commentators at back that time.
Bumble he's demolished it as Dhoni. Start the car, start the tuk-tuk. I mean, those are the moments you will not forget. I mean,
Gary Kirsten shouting in the dressing room at that moment. No,
Sachin and Sehwag didn't leave their seat. They sat together at the same.
Everyone believes that. That's a typical Indian ritual. You don't change your places when batsmen are batting. The one who kind of gets up, he's the one who caused the wicket to fall. Not the bowler, not the tactics. It's you. Always remember. No, but I think the funny part was Suraj Randi was Sri Lanka's best bowler on that day. Like he had 9 for 40 odd. Suraj Randi.
No ball guy, But I think I think
no ball guy.
I think the moment I remember the most from that game is how positive MS Dhoni was the moment he came on. I think the first ball he played,
that cover drive of Muralidharan.
Exactly, the first ball he played full front, plays it.
He played his traditional slap through covers. And
he was on his game. He wanted to win that really badly, and it was that World Cup really everything came together. I mean, it was
and everyone contributed. It's not like we won the World Cup because of one person.
Dhoni had done nothing of note till that time in the World Cup, and then he decides to show up in the final, get a 90 of 78-9 balls in a 270 chase, and the rest is history. We had, I think, Rajnikant, Amir Khan, I don't know who all were
everyone was there in the audience.
All the film stars who wanted to hog attention were all there. I mean, sitting together. I mean, they were all there as usual.
But, and then I think no better way to wrap the episode with Virat Kohli's iconic dialogue. I think he had prepared that. There's no way he could have come up with that.
He's not that intelligent. He's not that intelligent.
No way he could have come up with that. So Virat Kohli telling, I think it was Ravi Shastri or
he has carried his nation.
No,
he has carried the nation.
Nasir Hussain. He asked him, how did it feel carrying Sachin on your shoulders? And he's like, he's been carrying Indian cricket for so long, about time he did it.
22 years.
Iconic line. And I still remember
also,
Sachin
I'd like to say,
crying. It was I think Harbhajan,
Harbhajan was
Raj,
crying.
And
everyone.
and Tom
came
Modi said
together.
these guys are friends for life. They've shared something very special. So that was really true fact. And what I'd like to say is that uh, Mahela Jayawardene played the best innings of the match and ended up on the losing side. That's how good Gambhir and Dhoni's innings
So
were. That
the thing was that day, a lot of people said one thing was that if Gambhir would have scored a century, would have been the first final where there are two centuries and one
centurions.
loses. Yeah, on both the
Yeah.
sides. It's never happened before.
never
Like
happened before.
there's never been two centurions in a final, and I think one of if you look at the way India chased it down, right? I think Kohli had played that 33, but I think that was equally important because
35.
at
Yeah,
that
it
moment
arrested the slump.
it arrested the
Absolutely.
slump. He played sensibly. He did not go for any rash shots. He took his time, and he basically ate into a few overs of their good bowlers as well. So the point is, then you had to kind of play other bowlers when Dhoni and Gambhir were going at their best, right? And
I think Gambhir had a little bit. Though Gambhir, I don't think it was the most fluent Gambhir innings because he had phases
he
where
had
was
a
little
lot
bit
of
scrappy.
scares.
Yeah,
he
was scrappy in between.
His catch was dropped. He missed
Correct.
the run out. His stumping also chance was there, which I think almost didn't go their way probably.
Right.
Not like as in they missed it, but it was a close call. So he was he didn't give up. That's what kind of mattered. And I think Kohli said that famous thing. I think in Breakfast with Champions that when Sachin got out, there was such stunned silence, and then he walked out, and he's like, "Hey, you feel as if are you playing in India or not?" Because everyone had given up when Sachin got out, right? And Kohli is like, "Hey, at least someone cheer. At
I
least
think if the
we are coming
occasion
out."
was so big that even one small edge, one small play and miss, and
Yeah,
you will, oh, this is not
Everyone
going my way.
wanted that Sachin gets 100 and his
100.
100th in his home ground and
I
win
didn't.
the World Cup.
Win
I
the final.
You
I
didn't?
didn't.
Yeah, but
After
obviously,
his
a lot of
Pakistan
people
not
want-
getting 100 and India winning, I was sure that this is the jinx. If he gets
Well,
100, we are not going to
that's
win
a
this
different
World
point. I mean, that's not fair to say, but still, the point is there's a lot of pressure on him. So therefore, when he got out, there was silence. I mean,
But he
Yeah,
did
it was-
his job.
It
He
was,
got us to a
it was
flyer,
Sachin's
in my
final.
opinion.
It was
In
Sachin's
my-
final, no
yeah.
doubt about it.
No, and I
I'm
think
just
one of
glad
the
we won.
problems
I mean,
is
Yeah, I think,
Sachin was also happy we won. He was not bothered about whether he got 100. He just wanted that his dream of winning a World Cup comes true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think to be fair, that's where I think one of the things is how Dhoni's captaincy kind of outshines the other people's captaincy. So Sangarkara in the middle overs, he let the game drift, which Dhoni does not allow to happen. Like when Muralidharan was being hit for runs, for example, when we were kind of getting back in ascendancy, he brought back Malinga too late. Malinga came back too late.
Sangha
right?
was always a very defensive captain. I remember.
He
even
was
in
expecting
Test
us
cricket,
to make a mistake.
He often, when Sehwag batted, he felt it was better to have a defensive field. He was always a very defensive captain. I mean, great batsman, one of the greats, but he was very defensive.
Very
as
interesting point to
Correct.
note. That is exactly what Rajasthan Royals did in this year with Sangakkara as their business. They had a man out on the offside in the power play, trying to reduce the boundary. Because of that mentality, it kind of stays with you. So that just struck me. I think that's pretty much it. I think personally one of the best episodes because this is a really tough time and it helped me at least think about good times.
Best time
Virat
of our
Kohli
lives.
2023 is 2 years away. 2021 is now. We request you to give us such moments, more of such moments. As a country, we deserve more trophies. That's what it has been.
Rohit Sharma deserves a trophy now. To be fair, like if all of the greats of our team, Kohli has a trophy, right? Kohli has won the World Cup. Even if he doesn't get any one more, he's like a modern
has
day
it a World Cup
tragedy.
medal? Yeah.
Champions Trophy,
and
both
Champions
of them
Trophy.
have. Both of them have. So I think Rohit Sharma
IPL
has
he'll
a
never win
T20. I think
anyways.
Rohit Sharma has a
Rohit
T20
Sharma
World
has
Cup,
got a T20 World Cup. Yeah.
but
So
he
if-
deserves
a
the
50 over
one-day.
World Cup. He does.
That expression he had when we were choking
Lost.
against New
Yeah,
Zealand,
that was
in that expression of a Monday morning hectic week mood. He deserves to have one World Cup.
Yeah, he deserves
before he
one.
retires. He has done
100%.
that much for the country.
100%. See, I think great guys. Thank you for joining. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and do let us know
Let
in
us
the
know
comments
your best memories of the
your
World Cup.
memories of the 2011 World Cup. I think we had a lot of fun doing this rewind. I hope you guys also have that fun. So stay safe, follow COVID appropriate behavior, and
Get
that's
vaccinated.
and get vaccinated, of course, as soon as possible.
like, share, and
So,
subscribe, everybody. Please support
please.
us.
please support us. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. We'll see you very, very soon next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.